Hey YouTube, we're going to be watching another 1v1 of aZapatos, but this time, instead of the top North American 1v1er First Killer, we're going to have him go up against the top 1v1 North America player, ApparentlyJack. Jack has recently moved to North America, if you didn't already know, but I assume most of you did by now, playing alongside Gen G in the RLCS. But how does he stack up against a West Coast player that he has certainly never played before? Because if you don't know, aZapatos is in California. He's going to be able to tap this one easily over the top of the early challenge from aZapatos. But US West makes it hard for aZapatos to not just play in ranked games on US East, where he gets actually sometimes upwards of 100 ping, which is, you know, basically Middle East levels of playing on EU. I think a lot of times the Middle East guys will get a ton of credit for always playing on away servers. Well, keep in mind that aZapatos is essentially playing on away servers. He can, you know, sometimes get 70 or so ping, but he can get very similar ping to what the Middle East guys do on their EU servers. So he is grinding it out despite the disadvantages, and some of the other disadvantages of being on US West is the time zone and maybe not being able to get into as many show matches as you otherwise would. But it hasn't been holding him back. He has been making a rise, and a lot of that had to do with Turf Wars, but also because people are starting to recognize that this top 10 rated ones player is the real deal and can certainly work his way higher and higher in the one scene. But right now, he's down one against ApparentlyJack, who is able to attack him through the skies, and it's been a ton of midfield play ever since. aZapatos started out on boost here. See if he can be handle this Jack attack. He's got 19. He's holding on to every last bit of it because he knows how important it will be to try and get out to the midfield here. Nice delayed 50 to get Jack to tap the ball into him. Now, can he find a way to get the net in time? He can! Jack cuts around behind him and leaves open the opportunity for aZapatos to cut towards net. So will be a wave dash kickoff for aZapatos. We do. See how underside the ball he gets to make sure that he gets slammed back into the ground. And this time it doesn't work out as good as he could have. I don't think he really got the wave dash. He actually probably got a little bit too underneath it. And that is, you know, the trade-off when you're making these plays. This time he gets much more square on the ball for his wave dash, and he quote-unquote loses the kickoff, but the wave dash makes it possible for him to win the race to the back corner, and he has had a great read on Jack's early challenges. Jack has been trying to take the ball away from him early this whole game. aZapatos has done well to back off the ball, but Jack just undercut. Look at this steal. Look at this very intentional steal by Jack. Not only did he steal the corner boost, but he stole every single pad as well. And I actually want to go back and look at this because it's never been more clear as this position right here, where Jack undercuts, and as soon as he undercuts, he recognizes, I've got aZapatos beat. If we look at aZapatos' boosts real quick, he's aware that aZapatos is on 0. So what does Jack do? He curves over every single near pad to make sure that all the pads that aZapatos might be getting to have any boost at all are taken. Then he goes to the 100 boost to, of course, steal that as well. You can see aZapatos is able to get a singular pad far wide, but I'm not sure that's the best case scenario for him. In fact, I wonder if he would have taken a different angle if there was any boost available. Let's go look at aZapatos' cut. No, I guess he half flips into this. He has really no choice. But you know what? He could have half flipped to net. So I think we were watching this decision happen right here. See, he is faced towards the net. He could half flip to net right here, but he decides to turn and half flip towards this pad, which ultimately is a mistake. I think even without any boost, he probably needs to go to net. And obviously, we have the benefit of 2020 hindsight where he did get scored on. But that was just an interesting play from Jack that I actually haven't seen a ton of players do as intentionally as he did right there, where he grabbed every single pad in the vicinity to starve somebody out more than just the 100 boost. Of course, you see players always, all the time, stealing the 100 boost and making sure that their opponents, not their teammates, can't get it. But in a 1v1 game where every inch can mean a mile, it's important to be able to steal those small pads as well. Now, Jack has been challenging early all game long. aZapatos cut inside the early challenge that he expected to see, and he's going to win this kickoff again. He's had the kickoff advantage with his wave dash kickoffs, and with this movement at the midfield, bit unorthodox. Was hoping to maybe bait Jack in so he could shoot over the top of him, but Jack played it too smart. Now Jack's going to steal this 100 boost again. Flick over the top of Zapatos, who actually just got just enough on it to send it to the back wall and prevent Jack from scoring. But now Jack through the air. He has looked so good in the air. And I actually think this was a bit of a mistake from Zapatos. I'm going to go watch it real quick from his perspective to see why he missed here, because I actually don't think Jack did too much movement on the ball. Oh yeah, Zapatos just kind of pre-jumping from almost underneath Jack up into the air, extra high, and wasn't able to get back to the ball. But now he's won yet another kickoff. Really good situation for him. He'd be completely out of this game if he didn't keep winning these. Nice reset, and the 50 on the goal line. What a save from Jack to keep Zapatos from scoring in that position. That is a crazy play. And now a long shot is not quite in, but he's got Zapatos stuck in net. Very little boost. You see Zapatos taking that half arc around the pads to pick up some and pulls him far enough out of the net that Jack just shoots it over the top of him. It's kind of a trade-off for Zapatos, whether or not he wants to come out and grab that boost, sacrifice a bit of positioning for it, or stay in net with even less. And unless Jack makes a mistake, he's going to score eventually. So I think going out to grab a bit of boost is probably the better play. It makes it possible for you to escape. Whereas if you just sit in net, I mean, Jack is not the kind of guy who's just going to give it to you for free. He's going to eventually break you down if you have absolutely nothing left. But with a minute left to go, Zapatos needs to find a way to come back by 3 goals. It's not going to be easy as he evades the bump from Jack. Just didn't have a good angle to make a play, and Jack's just going to play keep away high in the arena, not letting it come to the ground. And now this bump, every single touch is so crucial if Zapatos wants to stand a chance at coming back here. He's going to come off the wall and drop the ball too far under his dribble to the point where it's very easy to read where he's going to go. He cannot bring the ball any higher. All he can do is force it down to the ground. So Jack, with 15 seconds to go, has likely won this ranked game. I imagine they'll play it out. Wait a second. Wait a second. Did I speak too soon? Zapatos not giving up. He is playing correctly late in this game, which is just keep jumping and diving, backflipping, touch the ball as much as possible because you just need some miracles to happen. He's actually won yet another kickoff, but he hasn't had a great conversion rate, and he needs it if he wants to beat Jack. Wow, Jack might even get another one. Somehow, some way he caught it, but will it be a goal? Doesn't seem like it will. Great game between these two. Great kickoff edge for Zapatos. It's not always a guaranteed win when you have the edge. What's going on here? This is just a random ranked game that I found as they stare at each other before Zapatos lets the ball hit the ground. So credit to the way Zapatos has been playing. He's not going to be able to take down Jack. Jack is pretty hard to beat. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a match between these two in the near future. We just got to set it up with Zapatos, who, like I said, needs to have it be very late as a US West player. But I think they could have a good series. I do think Jack would still be favored. But if Zapatos could find a way to capitalize more on those kickoff wins, he won the kickoffs, I would say, through the entire game. He just wasn't able to convert them into goals as much as he needs to. And that's just credit to a defender like Jack, who will never let you have it easy. But that's the only game for today. Zapatos versus Jack. Thanks once again for everybody who's been subscribing a ton on our path to 30,000 before the end of the year. I'd love to get there. If not, it's all good. We'll keep grinding. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.